Hi, I'm Rob Jackson. I'm from Golden, Colorado. And my miracle story is this. On my 5th birthday, I was taken to the store by my parents to go buy a birthday gift. My birthday's in December, so in Colorado that means snow and ice. They took me into the store, we looked at some things we wanted, and then they had my sister take me out to put me in the car so I wouldn't see what the purchases were. Well, she sent me across the street to the car, and then at Christmas time they have a lot of fun things to play with outside the stores, and so she called me back over to see some swing sets and some things that were exciting for her. So I closed the door and just walked right back across the street without looking, and halfway across the street I heard a funny noise, and when I looked over my right-hand shoulder, there was a car grill right there with a little old lady behind the steering wheel with a scared look on her face right before she hit me and dragged me down a snowy street for about, I don't know, 50 to 60 feet. Well, they were able to get me out from underneath the car, and they put me in an ambulance, and they checked me over, and they let me push the buttons and make the siren work, and I looked like I was going to be okay, so they told my parents that they could take me home, but everybody was in a state of shock and really nervous. Well, that night something unusual happened, and I wound up wetting the bed for the first time. And so my mom called the doctor to find out what happened, and he said it's just post-traumatic stress. He'll be okay. He'll outgrow that very quickly. The problem was I didn't. And so that problem of bedwetting continued. And so after a couple of weeks, it started getting old. So they took me back to the doctor, and they tried some medications, and then they tried some devices. One of them was an electrical screen that you laid on, and it would shock you and wake you up if any moisture touched it. They were all humiliating and all horrible, and none of them seemed to work. So over the next 10 years of my life, I struggled with horrible embarrassment issues because I couldn't control what happened when I went to bed at night. Then when I was 15, my mom heard about this new chiropractor that came to town, and so she had some headache issues, so she wanted to go see him. So she made me go with her, and I was just sitting there watching, and he came in, and he was very friendly, and he looked at her and laid her on the table and adjusted her in just a number of short minutes, and then he saw me and he said, "Why don't you get on the table too?" And I'm like, I'm fine. And he said, "No problem, I'll take you and I'll get you adjusted too." And so he took me and he laid me down and he adjusted me very quickly, and it was amazing how it cracked and it made noises and it did funny things, and then all of a sudden he was done. And so I was a little shocked. I didn't know what to think, and I just went home. Nothing different, nothing changed. But 2 days later, my mom went back because he was helping her headaches, so she made me go back with him. And I literally was there, and I was kind of hiding this time because I didn't know if I wanted to do that again, and he adjusted her, and he saw me, and he goes, "Back on the table again." And he didn't give me any choice, so he just laid me down, and he checked me out, and he adjusted me very quickly again. And my middle back, my neck, my lower back was popping and cracking. Well, anyways, I went home, and I felt fine, and I went to bed, and that night at 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up, and for the first time in 10 years that I could remember, I could feel that I actually had to go to the bathroom. And so I woke up and I said, "Hey!" And my whole family woke up. My dad came running in thinking somebody was intruding in the house. My brothers woke up because they slept in the same room. Everybody came running in to find out what was wrong. And I said, "I gotta go." And my dad said, "Go where?" And my mom looked at me and realized, and she said, "Well, if you gotta go, then go." And 2 chiropractic adjustments changed my life forever, because what happened was, from that day forward, I never had that problem again. Something had happened, and the nerve from my bladder going back to my brain to tell it was full was somehow compromised by that trauma of what happened, and the doctors never found it. I didn't know to go to a chiropractor before, and this chiropractor literally changed my life forever with 2 chiropractic adjustments. So that's my miracle story on how I became who I am today, because a chiropractor took the time, took the risk to just see me when I wasn't even trying to be a patient, and gave me chiropractic adjustments and changed my life forever.